working on the toilet, call it enclosure. It's really just a little knee wall and back wall that the toilet will get caulked to. The panel at the back is also just temporarily held in place because it's not insulated behind it yet, and it will get painted before it gets finally installed. Actually, on this side, it's going to get varathaned, and then there'll be a tile, a stick-on copper tile that Gail found. So what's happening back here is we have to have access to the end of the toilet to be able to pull the cassette out this way, and to be able to fill the onboard tank for the toilet, which is here. So this panel is what's forming the finished surface on the toilet side, and there'll be another panel that will fit here and will be held in with either Velcro or magnets so that it can be removed, so we can access this toilet, the cassette. So the toilet fits over here, and I'm trying to get these, by the time there's an arborite finish on here, it'll be reasonably flush here and here, and then we'll have a caulking line around the outside to hold it in place. Then Gail's built a cushion that's actually going to go on here and hide most of the toilet for most of the time. We've been making and dry fitting panels, and I keep joking that the last piece to be installed is going to be the keystone that's going to hold everything else in place. And it's less of a joke than I would admit. The ceiling has to pretty much go in first as a finished panel, then the wall, then this horizontal piece here. The lower two horizontal pieces have a little bit of clearance, but this upper one is tight against the wall, so the wall panel has to slide in to place, screwed up against the wall after it's insulated behind. And then the horizontal piece can go in, then this panel can go in, then this panel, then this panel. It's quite a process. But those, all of these two panels are going to be laminated with a black arborite that is a chalkboard and is also magnetic. So we'll have it to be able to write notes on it and stick magnets to it. The lower two panels on the inside, we're not quite sure. It may be the countertop arborite that goes there, but the outside panel here, which will be a square panel that'll cover up the access to the toilet, that will be likely be the black magnetic chalkboard material, as well as the two drawers that need to be built there. Right above that upper drawer is where the fridge is going to go, and it has black panels as well. A few people have asked how I am fastening these panels into the 80/20. So I'll show you with this one, because right now all it's doing is sitting there. It's just friction fit. So what I've done is I've developed a little clip system. And if I just pull this panel out, you'll see some of the clips in the back here. So I have these were actually designed as a PEX support clip where the pipe can clip in here or here to hold it in line, and it will fit in either orientation. So well, if I go down here, I don't know if I can find one quickly. There's those two PEX lines there are held by one of my PEX clips underneath there. But they also work as panel clips. So this face is 3/4 of an inch back from this face. So these panels are about 5/8, plus they're going to have some laminate on them. So some of these clips are moved out of the way, and that's simply so that I can get the ceiling panel on. So I do have to start finalizing some of these decisions. But what I'm going to do is I'll show you how these clips are used in this position. but we'll go into the garage and we'll pre-drill this panel for the receiver. So we'll pull out and do that. So we're in the garage, and this is the panel that I just pulled out of the van. It's about 4 feet high. I've got 4 of my little clips down each side. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill 8 holes in it, and what's going to happen is I've got a little insert that we're going to put into the holes, and then the screws, the little machine screws, will go through the clip and into the insert. But I'll show you how that all works. The first thing in the setup is I measured my little clip from the face of the 80/20 to where the hole is, and I've set this stop up. And I know I'm using a metal drilling bit here, but it's got a nice small tip, and I don't have to change to get to different sizes, and it bevels the top of the hole a little bit. So I will set up the camera and I'll drill a few holes. So this is the base of the board. I've just made some marks 4 inches up and down from the bottom, 16 inches on center. I don't really have to worry about the dimension out, and the location of these holes isn't super important, but I'll just drill holes. Then, because of the drill bit I'm using, I actually flip it over and go down as well. It does chip out a bit at the back, and I could put a backer board on. I was worried about it, but I'm not. So my little clips have a 1/16 of an inch spacer built into them here, so that when you've got a finished panel, it leaves a nice reveal all the way around. In these particular panels, I'm not going to use that. I don't want to leave a reveal, so the panel actually hits the top of this rather than the bait back of it. So what I'm doing is I'm actually using a washer to fill some of that space so the clip isn't bent too far. So these inserts actually fit right inside the washer perfectly. This is the back of the board, and so I can just drive the nutsert into the hole that we just pre-drilled. So then what happens is the clip is attached to the 80/20, and this is a number 1024 screw. If I had a screwdriver, I can show you how that goes together. So the screwdriver, the 1024 just kind of threads in through the plastic. And we'll screw into the nutsert and hold the panel secure like that. So these clips can be slid up and down in the track. So I've just put some marks where approximately where they're going to line up with the nut certs, and with a little bit of adjusting I can put them together. So I'm just going to put this one in just to hold the panel in place. So a few taps and a little bit of trying to screw with your left hand, and that will pull the panel tight. So on the outside, there's just the tiniest little reveal right now, but this panel is going to be covered with a piece of arborite, and this is actually part of the shower, so there may actually be even a little bit of a clear silicone caulking line there. My little clips don't come without their own little challenges. They were designed to be exactly the same shape as the 80-20, but they're actually a little tight in manufacturing. So I end up die cutting them by trial fitting them a few times into a piece of 80-20 before I try to, especially in an odd location, before I try to put them in permanently. So I just kind of slide them in. You see a little bit of plastic that comes off. It's just the tolerance that this is a little too tight. So this kind of die cuts them a little bit, and I just put them in a few times until they can come in and out easily. Once you've done it a few times, they shape properly. You can see where it's worn or where it's wearing. The plastic actually is turning black where it's hitting. You could take the file and give that a little bit of a clean up as well, just to make them easier to put in. But I do want them to be kind of friction fit so they stay in place. I even find that from one group to the next in the 80-20, there's a difference. Here, this one fits in. I pushed actually all these pieces through this die, and when I turn over to this one, they need to be tapped again. So there's not really a huge degree of consistency in the 80-20. But I'd rather do the struggling here than trying to struggle to put it in its final location. We can start to get a feel for the space or lack thereof in here. We've got the two gables built. This one's not completely finished, but the fridge fits in between those two with a small shelf above where the microwave's going to go. And the two drawers down here. And we've got most of these panels built. That'll be where the refrigerator goes. There will be a panel that covers the back, the uncovered metal there.